The Vivo X Fold 6 is getting very close to launch, and one of its most talked about software upgrades is something truly interesting. Vivo has designed its foldable display to show up to 4 apps at the same time, aiming to deliver what it believes could be the most advanced multitasking experience in the industry. Hello everyone, in this video we're going to take a closer look at the evolution of Vivo's Atomic Workbench. Why did Vivo develop this feature? What thinking is behind it? And more importantly, do people actually need 4 apps running on screen simultaneously? By the end of this video, you'll have a much clearer understanding of Vivo's vision after we trace the interaction design of its foldable phones over the years. A quick shout out to my tech partner from China for sharing this video. A big thank you for making this possible. Hey everyone, it's Maiky from techmaiky. If you love staying updated with the latest gadgets, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out our exciting tech content. Before we get started, I have a quick question for you. Do you find split screen mode useful on smartphones? If you do, type 1 in the comments. If you don't, type 2. Personally, I don't find it particularly useful, and many users feel the same way. The reason is quite simple. In the app-driven era, software only responds when you interact with it. If you stop touching the screen, the app just sits there waiting. So when you divide a display into 4 sections, 3 of those sections are often doing nothing at all. They're simply occupying space. On top of that, smartphone screens aren't exactly huge. That's why most people use split screen not for complicated multitasking, but mainly to keep apps, chats, or documents open in the background. The real problem isn't split screen itself, it's the relationship between users and application windows. Traditional apps require constant control from the user. But what happens if that relationship starts to change? Imagine a future where the content inside those windows can actively perform tasks on its own. That's essentially the direction of the next computing era, AI agents. Instead of manually operating everything, you assign a task to an AI agent and it carries out the work automatically within the app window. Your role shifts from actively controlling the process to simply monitoring it. This change isn't a new idea. Back in 1992, an MIT researcher named Thomas Sheridan wrote about a concept known as supervisory control. The idea was that when machines become capable of operating independently for extended periods, humans step back from direct operation and become supervisors. Their job is to define goals, observe progress, and step in only when necessary. His research focused on systems like nuclear power facilities and space shuttle operations. If you look at those environments, you'll notice something interesting. NASA's Mission Control Center isn't just filled with workstations, it also features large displays showing multiple streams of information simultaneously. Bloomberg's famous financial terminal follows a similar principle, using several windows that continuously update in real time. Whenever people need to oversee multiple systems that are constantly moving and changing on their own, multi-window monitoring environments naturally appear. This pattern exists across many industries. That's why the real question isn't how many windows are on the screen. The important question is whether the content inside those windows can accomplish tasks independently. And that's where the difference between the app era and the AI era becomes clear. In the traditional app world, users are operators. In the agent era, users become supervisors. Once we understand that distinction, Vivo's recent strategy starts to make much more sense. After introducing its large foldable displays, Vivo initially focused on fairly traditional multitasking. Early foldables offered standard split-screen functionality with 2 apps side by side, sometimes accompanied by floating windows and a taskbar. The foldable screen was essentially treated as a portable workstation. The core idea was still centered around direct user control. Large displays delivered immersion, but the interaction model remained unchanged. Then, in 2024, the Vivo X Fold 3 introduced Light Fold Split Screen. By slightly folding the device, users could automatically activate a 2-app split screen layout. Vivo also integrated large AI models into floating windows and multitasking features. However, despite these improvements, users were still mainly switching between two active windows. It was an enhanced split-screen experience rather than a true workstation concept. The major shift arrived in 2025 with the Vivo X Fold 5. This is when Vivo officially introduced the Atomic Workbench. The design followed a 1+4 structure, where the main task occupied the center while up to 4 atomic windows remained active around it. These windows continued updating in real time, allowing users to gather information directly from previews without constantly opening each app. What's interesting is how Vivo described the feature. The company didn't emphasize opening more apps. Instead, it highlighted the ability to keep up to 5 applications running simultaneously in the foreground and monitor their content in real time. The focus was no longer on performing actions, it was on tracking changes. At this stage, Vivo's direction became very obvious. Think about a typical workflow. You might be monitoring meeting transcripts, checking data reports, running an application, and keeping an eye on a food delivery order all at once. In that scenario, you're not constantly operating every app, you're supervising multiple ongoing tasks. That's exactly what the Atomic Workbench was designed for. It functions as a monitoring station, although its structure was based on a primary window supported by several secondary windows. With the upcoming Vivo X Fold 6, Vivo is taking the concept even further. The Atomic Workbench now has 15% more display space, giving the primary window a larger viewing area. However, the biggest change is the introduction of parallel mode. Instead of having a hierarchy between windows, 4 apps can now appear equally on screen, all remaining active in the foreground and available for simultaneous interaction. Compared to the previous main and secondary layout, users can now switch between modes effortlessly with a slight fold of the device, creating a very fluid experience. The original serial mode still follows the one main, multiple secondary approach, making it ideal when one task deserves most of your attention while other tasks remain accessible. Parallel mode, on the other hand, is designed for situations where all 4 tasks carry equal importance and require continuous monitoring. Rather than replacing the previous system, Vivo has expanded it. Users now have 2 modes, 2 interaction styles, and 2 different usage scenarios that can be selected based on their needs. What really brings the entire experience together is the highly flexible interface design. Each window includes a visual handle, allowing users to drag and resize the layout however they want. The proportions of all 4 windows can be adjusted freely. A 4-finger pinch gesture can instantly enlarge a specific window when more attention is needed. Customized layouts can also be saved to the bottom panel for quick access later. This might sound like a small detail, but it's actually one of the most important parts of the entire system. As supervisors, people spend most of their time simply observing information, but the moment a task requires action, that window needs to become the center of attention immediately. You enlarge it, complete the task, and then shrink it back down to continue monitoring everything else. This constant transition between supervision and operation is exactly what these gestures are designed to support. If resizing and switching felt slow or awkward, the whole concept would fall apart. Fortunately, after extensive testing, we found that the responsiveness is excellent, making these transitions feel fast and natural.
In my everyday workflow, I usually place 2 AI tools, Cloud and ChatGPT, on the left side of the screen. On the right, I keep a translation tool along with another app that doesn't require constant input. I often send the same question to both AI models and let them work simultaneously. As they generate their responses, my role becomes more like a supervisor. I compare the results, determine which answer is more accurate and useful, and then drag the selected content directly into the editing panel for refinement. Once the adjustments are finished, the content can be converted into a document and shared with colleagues. What's interesting is that this setup can be used in countless different ways. You could be watching a World Cup match while checking statistics, chatting in group conversations, asking AI-related questions, or scrolling through social media while waiting for AI-generated responses. The possibilities are practically endless. Of course, delivering this kind of experience isn't just a matter of software optimization. When 4 applications are rendering and refreshing in real time at the same time, the phone's GPU is effectively handling 4 workloads simultaneously. More importantly, everything has to remain smooth and stable. Frequent frame drops simply aren't acceptable. To make that happen, Vivo reportedly began working with MediaTek 2 years in advance, jointly customizing the Dimensity 9600 Super Edition specifically for these multi-window rendering scenarios. Because of this, I believe Vivo likely started planning this entire interaction framework as early as the X Fold 3 generation. By the time we reach the X Fold 6, that original vision appears to have been fully realized through both software and hardware integration. At this point, most people probably understand how the new Atomic Workbench and multi-screen system work, but some viewers may wonder whether Vivo is moving a little too fast. After all, AI agents still haven't become mainstream. Is 4-window interaction arriving before the market is ready? The answer is both yes and no. The reason I say yes is simple. AI agent functionality on smartphones is still in its early stages. Even though Vivo has created a very polished interaction system, there will still be people who feel they don't need it today. However, I also believe Vivo's direction is absolutely correct, and implementing it now makes perfect sense. The reason is that interaction design must always come before content. Back in 1973, Xerox introduced graphical interfaces and window-based computing. At that time, there wasn't a software ecosystem ready to take advantage of it. Those ideas remained largely inside laboratories for nearly a decade before the personal computer revolution finally brought them to life. A similar situation happened in 2007. When the first iPhone amazed the world with multi-touch controls, there were no third-party apps available on the device. It wasn't until the App Store launched more than a year later that developers began building experiences around pinch-to-zoom, multi-touch gestures, and swipe controls. Over time, those interactions became standard across the entire industry. The reality is that Windows systems, gesture controls, layouts, and scheduling frameworks take multiple generations of products to mature. You can't just simply wait until AI agents are fully developed and then push everything through an OTA update overnight. The road has to be built before the vehicles can drive on it. What Vivo has been doing over the past few years is exactly that, building the road ahead of time. And judging from the current smoothness and overall experience, Vivo has already done an impressive job. Even without fully mature AI agents, the Atomic Workbench already delivers one of the strongest multitasking experiences available on a foldable device today. That's why Vivo is introducing this feature now. It may be ahead of the curve, but it's heading in the right direction. What Vivo is really focusing on isn't creating a feature that instantly surprises people for a few minutes. Instead, it's making a long-term bet on a much bigger shift. The possibility that our relationship with smartphones is changing from directly operating them to supervising them. Personally, I think that's a very reasonable prediction. Whether it proves completely correct will ultimately be decided by time. The journey ahead is still long. But one thing I'm confident about is this: when AI agents eventually become a normal part of everyday life, foldable devices equipped with an interaction system that has been refined over multiple generations will likely be much better prepared to meet user needs than traditional smartphones. If we look back at Vivo's overall strategy, the pattern becomes quite clear. Each product line is being used to explore a specific area of innovation. The X series continues to lead imaging development, the S series focuses on design, IQ pushes performance boundaries, and now, starting with this generation, the X Fold lineup is taking the lead in Vivo's AI journey. Vivo is using its foldable platform as a testing ground to explore AI interactions in greater depth. Once these technologies become more mature and successful, they'll eventually benefit the rest of Vivo's product ecosystem. It's similar to what happened with imaging. After the X series advanced Vivo's camera technology, those innovations gradually spread across the company's broader lineup. That's why the X Fold 6 is being positioned as more than just another foldable phone. Vivo wants it to become an AI companion. The Atomic Workbench and its new multi-screen capabilities represent the first major step toward that goal. By delivering what may be the most powerful AI multitasking experience on a foldable device today, Vivo is taking another significant step forward in the evolution of AI-driven interaction. And with that, we've reached the end of today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'd also love to hear your thoughts on Vivo's approach to interaction design, so share your opinions in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and goodbye.